Okay, good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to the Product Creation Challenge, the snow, the snow edition. And I'm literally snowed in here in Harrisburg. The uh, there's an emergency order that no cars in our city are allowed out on the street. So I am here pretty much until they allow me to leave. So what we're going to do tonight is I want to go over what I want to do as we enter into this final phase of the Product Creation Challenge. I want to give you some insight on sort of where we're going to go with, what we've done so far. I think we've done 7 or 8 sessions so far. And I want to just kind of start what I think will be wrapping up, even though wrapping it up is probably going to take a little while. So there are some more things that I want to go through in terms of the product creation process, kind of get you moving. And then I'd like to kind of give you what I believe to be some incentive to finish your product. And I'm going to now go to my screen here. And let me just make sure that my all of my slides are correct. And I'll just make sure that I've got the right, I guess the right resolution here. Okay, so one thing that I do want to ask you is, based on anything we've covered so far, in terms of you being able to finish your product, are there any questions? I think the last time what we did was we started with a few questions that people had in terms of finishing their product, and then we really just answered questions. And I think that was a good session because typically real questions really get down to what it really takes. And rather than me talk to you, I definitely rather answer your questions. So if you have questions on either, I think I've pretty well covered where you can start. That was really part of what this challenge has really been about. If you've had a chance to watch the 7 videos, and even after the Product Creation Challenge, this was really designed to help those of you who wanted to know, okay, where do I start? And so the challenge is really designed to get you moving beyond that point. What happens is most of us come to try to get started creating products. We try to get started to make money online. We try to start getting ready to, what I say, we try to get ready to get ready. In other words, we want to be an affiliate marketer, but even to be an effective affiliate marketer, eventually you need to create your own product. The best affiliate marketers I know, and the best affiliate marketers you know, all have their own products, their own service, their own memberships eventually. So even if what you want to do is you say you want to just promote other people's products, you want to live the affiliate lifestyle, where if you're going to have a community of people, if you're going to have a mailing list, one of the things you're going to need is you're going to need to be able to give them information. And typically one of the best ways and most efficient ways to give people information, particularly if they're part of your community, particularly if they're part of your list, is to do that in product form. You don't have time to meet with everyone one-on-one, right? And this I do twice a year. I could not do this every day. So I do a challenge in August, September. I do a challenge in December, January, right? And those challenges are really designed to kind of get you moving, kind of take what's the most recent theory and to put it into a form that you can really use in terms of being able to create products and get into the internet marketing game. Okay, so I'd like to, yeah, okay, I don't know, apparently I don't know, what is it, okay, here we go. I don't know, I don't know PowerPoint 2010 as well as I know 2013, and that's kind of on this new computer that I have, so that's what I'm using. Okay, but we're going to get started anyway. Okay, so Brian is asking, were the missing sessions recorded? Yes, they were. If you look to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to give you that now, youtube.com/gain mindshare. If you look for the videos on that channel that say Launchpad 2016, those are the product creation challenge videos that I've done so far for 2016. So again, if you go to youtube.com/gain mindshare, look for Launchpad, look for the product creation challenge, and then you'll see the videos that are already there. Okay, great question. Any other questions before I get started? Just talking about what the product creation challenge is going to be. We're entering into the contest phase. I'm going to switch over to my slides here. And I can see your questions, so feel free to ask them as we go. Okay, so we still have more things to finish. I know that we need to finish copy. What I want to do is to give you kind of go through the checklist of things that you need to do in order to get your product ready. And for some of you, this is going to be the most difficult part, but it's the part that once you finish and you go through once, the challenge will have been more than worth it for you, because there are two steps to this product creation business. And some people solve it in a lot of different ways, but people can generally get to the point where they can do an audio, they can do some videos, they can do a PDF, they can get their course done, they can get a guide done, they can get a special report done to be sold. Where people, I think, and I can put myself in the same category because I was here too, where you get hung up is, okay, now I'm done, and now I'm just kind of stuck in terms of, I know I have to have a sales page, but some of the things are so kind of technical and involved that this is really what keeps people out of the game, right? People know how to get their product done, and if they don't, they can learn how to do that. Where I think it really starts to get complicated is, now what? Now what do I do now that I'm finished? Now I've created my videos, PDF, or audio. If you found that to be true, right, please put the number 1 in the question box. If that part seemingly kind of has you puzzled or seemingly has you overwhelmed to some degree, please put the number 1 in the question box. So now, how do I get to that point where I want to now get a buy button on there and I want to start getting it in front of people? Okay, so that's really what we have to do for the rest of this challenge. That's really what we're going to be doing, is assuming that you've kind of finished that creation process, and now what you need to do is you got to get your stuff done so it can be ready to sell right now. And when we finish those lessons, we're going to enter into what I call the contest phase, and I want to tell you about that here. Now, what I'm going to be doing with the product creation challenge videos is, eventually what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking those challenge videos down, I'm going to edit them, and then I'm going to put them inside of the 30-day challenge. So everyone who's got the 30-day challenge, I will have those videos edited and I'll have them placed inside of there. So if you don't have the product creation challenge and you sort of want to keep up, the videos are there on YouTube now. But eventually I'm going to be moving them into the 30-day challenge product. So that's just for your information. Now, the next thing is that so now those of you who do have the 30-day challenge, you will have the rights to repurpose, reuse, and resell this content. So everything that I'm presenting here, if you want to reuse it in your business, you want to redo it in your business, you want to use the ideas, you want to use the PowerPoint, you use whatever you want to, people in the 30-day challenge, you can actually do that. So that's I want to kind of give you that information as we start to finish this out. And I want to tell you a little bit about the contest. Now, I'm really looking for those who've completed their product since the challenge has started, right? So if you already had something in existence before the challenge started, just let me know if you think it's on the borderline in terms of time-wise. The idea is really for people who have trouble or just had trouble trying to get it done, right? And to give people an incentive, give people an opportunity to participate and to actually finish their product. So I really want to kind of give weight. I really want to lean toward people who did their product since we started this challenge, right? But if you feel like, well, I only completed mine a week or two ahead of time before the challenge started, and I'm really a new product creator, you think that's going to fit you, you know, when I put the announcement out there, or I put the form out there, then just let me know that right now. And so, yeah, so I'd rather not consider the products created before the challenge, right? Because if you're already in that, if you're already completed, you got your sales page up, you have everything done, you've already promoted, you've already got sales, you just kind of want to use the challenge as your opportunity to do a second product, to kind of get back into the mode. But this is really for people who just haven't, for whatever reason, haven't been able to finish the process. And I want to try to do what I can to push you to finish what you have. Now, the products can be really in any niche. So they don't have to be anything related to what I do. They don't have to be related to internet marketing. They don't have to be related to anything. As long as they are a sellable information product, then that's a good product to have in the challenge. That's a good product to be considered for the contest. Now, here's what a completed product is, and here's what you want to take note of. You want to have your sales page ready. You want to have chosen your platform. You're going to use JVZoo, Warrior Plus, Genius Marketing Pro. You've already done that. Your product is ready to be delivered. So in other words, you have the download links. It's ready. When somebody could buy it tomorrow, and then they'll hit the buy button and they can get paid. So you have to be ready. And part of the reason for that, I don't have this in the presentation, is because when we actually go into what I call the cockpit, right, and we have an audience, well, you want to have people to be able to buy your product at that point, right? You want to have a live buy button on there. And so you also want to have your JV page done, right? For a lot of reasons. And I know some of you all are saying, you know, I don't really want to recruit JVs for this. I still want you, and I still will give weight to people who finish their JV page, because going through the exercise and actually putting your page on Munch Eye is part of the process. And so once you've done it once, you can do it a second time, and then it will not be as hard, and you'll be ready, and you will have learned what it will take to actually get through that, right? So that is a completed product for the sake of the contest. Any questions about this? Okay, so if this is clear to you so far, right? This is clear to you so far, please put the number 1 in the question box. If this makes sense to you, please put the number 1. You understand what I'm saying when I say a completed product, right? If you understand what I'm saying, please put the number 1 there. Okay. I'm hoping everybody can hear me. So again, if you sort of understand what it means to have the product completed, just go ahead and put the number 1 in the question box. I'm going to move on. And so I'm gonna actually have some criteria, right? That you'll be judged on, and I want to make sure you understand what that is. If you use any of the Genius software, you know, for anything in the process, right? Use any of the Genius software. I'm gonna give weight to that. So in other words, you know, I'll look at your project more favorably versus somebody who maybe didn't, right? So if all things are equal, and you have, you know, I don't know, maybe 20 votes, the other guy has 20 votes, other lady has 20 votes, and you use Genius software, I'm going to lean towards your product, right? If you use products that we promoted, right, like no cost income stream, right? If you use anything that we have been talking about, right, you put something that we've promoted to you to use, I'm going to give more weight to that. Right, so if you take NCIS and you decide to create a new product from it, and that's what your product is going to be, I'm going to give extra weight to that. right? If you use products that I've created or we've created, like the 30-day challenge or animation jumpstart, anything we've created, right? I'm going to give you more weight for that. So anything that you've used that we've created, there's more weight for that. Now, you don't have to do that, but again, I'm going to be biased toward people if they've used any of that, in anything that we've put together, anything we've promoted. And then when I say using the products, right? Here's what I mean by it. It can be just about anything, right? You can be using, let's say you have animation jumpstart that we did, and you decide to use some of the videos as a bonus, right? That to me is using it, right? That's what I mean by using it. So using what you have in some way. And there's a reason I'm really kind of focused on that, and I'm giving weight to that, is because I want you to be thinking in terms of the things that you have, right? Being resourceful with the things that you have. Most, if not everybody on this call, have more than enough assets to produce something that will sell, right? All of us have more than enough. And so, and it isn't always going to be that you need to buy something new. Sometimes it's really going to be the fact that you use what you have, right? So if you're using what you have, I'm going to give extra weight to that. And so that could mean, you know, you made over something, right? In other words, you took it, you did it over, or you added it to your instruction, right? Or you used them as a bonus. Any way that you use our content or no cost income stream or anything I promoted to you, that's going to be a plus. Okay, now, I'm going to have everybody submit their ideas, right? It's going to be a one page, and it's going to have some questions on there, just a few. And then we're going to have some voting. And then the top 3 candidates are going to be selected from that point, right? And then out of those finalists, there's going to be one more round of voting. So out of the 3 finalists, I'm going to invite you to, you know, what I call the cockpit. And we're gonna kind of invite you into the control area, and we're gonna kind of go through your product. We're gonna give you some tips on things that you can do to improve your product. I'm gonna have some other folks with me to kind of help me with that, and we're just gonna kind of give you a few pointers on things that you could be doing to make a better product in order to get it ready to sell. And then from that round of voting, there's going to be one winner selected. Right, and that winner is going to be the person that I'm going to work with one-on-one to get your product ready for me to promote to the community of internet marketers that I speak to through newsletters. Right, so if you have your product and you and I are going to go through it, we're gonna we're not gonna I'm not going to take up your time, but we are going to kind of talk until you get your product done. Right. And so I'm really going to be, for the person who goes through this challenge and they pay attention and they decide to take the step of really improving themselves by getting a product ready, and they get it ready by getting it into position and ready for sale. I'm going to take my time with that person. Right. And because it is ultimately, this is all really for you, right? Everything that we're doing in this challenge is really designed to kind of get you to move forward. One of the things that, again, the most important thing in my whole development as an internet marketer was creating a product, right? It was the most important thing. It was more important than any webinar I attended. It was more because it was more important than even than any coaching that I had. And I'll tell you why. Because there were certain things that no coach could tell me. There are certain things that no internet marketer could tell me, because everybody processes things differently. And actually getting a product ready for sale and having some people not buy it and having some people buy it was illuminating. And that's how I really went on to start creating my own stuff, right? Even being an affiliate marketer matters if you're a product creator. Even if what you want to do is sell other people's products, one of the best things you can do is create your own. Right now, just so you'll know, so if you're one of the 3 finalists, it isn't like going to be the booby prize, right? So we're still going to give you some exposure. We're still going to do a webinar together. You're going to be on the finalist webinar. We're still going to be talking up your affiliate link. We're still going to let people know where they can go and apply for your product and to find out more about it. So if you become one of the finalists, again, it's still going to be cool. So don't think that, hey, if I'm not one of the finalists, I'm going to do all this work and then nothing's going to happen. Yeah, if you're one of the finalists, it's going to be a big deal, right? So I'm just going to select one out of those finalists in order to work with one-on-one, right? So if this makes sense to you, right? At least do the rules make sense? Do the rules make sense to you? You understand them? Please put the number 2 in the question box. If I've explained them to you in a way that you understand it, right? Please put the number 2 in the question box so that you know that winning means that you're going to get your product created, and I'm gonna help you to get it ready, and then we're going to promote your product. Right, so that's the selection of the winner. And then here's what I'm going to be looking for. Okay, and these are things that we've talked about during the course of the challenge. Okay, did you find a pain point? Right, did you find a pain point? Are you trying to solve a customer's pain? Right, do you have a USP for your product? Right, do you have something that other people are not offering? Do you have some information you're giving to people that other people are not giving? We talked about the 12-point sales letter, right? Does your sales copy have any of those things in them, right? We talked about that in that webinar. And do you have some products in your funnel? So in other words, it's not just a product. Do you have some products so that if somebody buys your first offer, they can buy your upsell too? I'm not saying it's got to be perfect. I'm not saying that it's got to be, it's got to look like, all the ones you've seen or bought from in the past. I'm just saying, do you have one? Is it ready to go? I'm gonna want to see that, right? And again, the idea is for it to help you, right? And then do you have any way to build your list? So do you have something on the thank you page at least that you're gonna ask people to opt in? Do you have an auto opt in? Right? If you're using JVZoo, do you have a bonus that you're going to give people in case they, in order to get them to give you their name and email address once they finish the purchase process? And then I'm going to be doing a webinar. I'm going to be doing a call on closing up the profit leaks, right? So if you don't know what that is right now, you don't have to worry. I'm going to be talking about that in a future webinar. Have you close up the places where profit could be leaking out of your marketing system or leaking out of your marketing funnel. And we're going to be talking about how you close up those leaks in a webinar that's coming up soon. Right. And I think that's my entire presentation. I think that's everything that I have here in what I have here. And so so are there any questions? Right? Are there any questions on this that we've talked about for the challenge? Okay, any questions? And so, yeah, so those of you who have the 30-day challenge, eventually I will be taking the videos from from YouTube and adding them to the 30-day challenge. So and if you have the 30-day challenge, you're not going to have to pay any extra for that. And when I update the 30-day challenge this summer, right, I'm going to update it this summer in August, you'll get that. So any updates that I do to the 30-day challenge, you'll always get it. And like I said, I do this twice a year. I'll be doing this in August, when September starts, and I do it at the beginning of the year, right? So even though they're not perfectly 6 months apart, okay, yeah, great question. So Brian is asking, so how do you get a USP? How do you get a unique selling proposition? And, we talked about that a little bit in one of the sessions, but what you're going to be doing is you need to have an element in your product that people cannot get anywhere else, number one. Number two, it needs to matter to your customer. So in other words, if you're going to, let's say, teach them something about Facebook, right? If you're gonna teach them about Facebook, is there any way, right? Is there any way for you to be able to differentiate yourself from everybody else who has a course on Facebook, right? Is there any way for you to differentiate yourself? So you want to have one thing about your product that is different from everybody else's, that you know is something that really matters to people who are buying the product. That's a unique selling proposition. So something about your product must be different and desirable, right? The two Ds, different and desirable. Okay, so Sam is asking, everything's like a salad in a bowl, all tossed together. Should things be more clear to you? Let's kind of talk about that for a second, Sam. And so let's kind of think through this process of what we've talked about here in the product creation challenge. And in order to create a product, you have to find out and decide on, who you're going to create the product for, who is going to be your audience. And then you have to decide, well, what are they really struggling with, right? What can I give them? How can I help them over what it is they're struggling with? And once you decided on those two things, the rest becomes a little easier. When you decide on those two things, then what you figure out how to do is to get it to them. So if one of the problems is, look, most people, let's say that you decide that the problem is that most people don't know or have no idea where they can start to become an affiliate marketer, right? They have no idea where to start to become an affiliate marketer, and you're going to help them. And so you go out and you look at all the courses that help people to get started in affiliate marketing. And so you say, okay, well, I need to come up with something that not anyone else has who is selling courses on how to get started in affiliate marketing. You need to develop your USP and the reason again that you do that is because when somebody goes and they say, well, here are 5 courses, they're all this, every one of them has an ebook, every one of them has videos, right? I'm in no rush to get another one. But with yours has, let's say, an ebook, videos, and it has interviews with 2 successful affiliate marketers that are doing something right now, right? That not everybody else knows about. Your product has these interviews with these 2 under the radar affiliate marketers, then you have a USP. Then, there's a little mystery to yours. And so when I come to your page about your product, I then say, well, man, maybe I want to get it because I can't get those interviews in other products. So let's kind of go backtrack. So I said, you find the pain point, you find out who you want to serve, and then you then create a product that will help them to solve that problem. And then you want to do that uniquely. In other words, you want to do that in a way that no one else does it. And then you want to give people the solution to their problem. You are going to create an information product that solves one problem, right? The people who create PLR, right, in my niche, right, they're solving one problem. And that problem is that not everyone has their own product and wants to start and create their own product from scratch. And so every PLR creator wants to give people the opportunity to have a product that they're trying to create from scratch. That's the pain point that a PLR creator solves. Now, that might not be the problem you solve. The problem you solve in the circle of people that you want to buy your product could be, hey, you know what? I don't know. I have no clue on how to get started making $10 a month in internet marketing, right? And if you can help them to get an affiliate commission. So your goal in your product could be, I'm going to help you in this course to start getting your first affiliate commission, right? That could be your goal. And so when you decide that that's what you're going to solve, you start creating a product that's going to help them to do that. What you might do is you might get PLR to help you to create videos in that way, or you might create them yourself, right? One of the things that NCIS, for some of you all picked up, I think you might pick up. I could take NCIS, I could look at some of those videos, and I could literally take some of them and recreate a little process that will help them to get their first affiliate commission, right? And then I would then go out and get a few affiliate marketers who've been really successful and interview them about what they do. That makes my product unique. And then once I have those two things, right, I have my product. Either I've created some videos, I've redone videos that I got that were PLR, or I just used the ones I had, and then I added something unique to them. And so now I have my product. And so at this point, once you have the product, you decided on the pain you're going to solve, you decide on the people you're going to serve, then what you're going to have to do is you then start this promotional process where you are going to create a sales page, right? And remember, we talked about how you create a sales page. And the sales page you're going to use is you're going to follow the format that I gave you from David Fry. David Fry, remember, has the 12-point bulletproof sales letter that you can Google that's been written since 2000, right? Even I think we're in 2016, and there's an article that came out in 2002. And the reason that article is still relevant is because copy is the writing copy has not changed, right? Those 12 steps, exactly. Copy hasn't changed because people basically haven't changed, right? If you learn how to talk in people's language and you follow those 12 steps, yeah, you might not be a professional copywriter, but if you put things into that 12 steps, you can demystify writing copy. You can write a decent sales letter that'll make sales if you follow those 12 steps. If you can put those 12 steps on top of your product, you can write a decent sales letter. Of course, you could just outsource it, right? There are people on the Warrior Forum that will write a sales letter. There are people in the Warriors for Hire area. There are people who are on Elance who will write your sales letter. There are even people on Fiverr that will write your sales letter. So like if you're just intimidated about it, you don't have to do it, right? I think everybody should go through the process of learning how to write copy, right? Of learning how to write copy. So then you have your product, you have your copy written. Now, I've suggested that you just go through the process of putting together a JV page. And the JV page doesn't have to be complicated, right? The JV page, all it's really got to do is just tell the JVs what the product is. You want to encourage them, and you want to sell them on promoting your product, right? Why should they promote your product? Well, why should they send your product out to their email list? Right, and so you do go through a sales process of trying to convince JVs that out of all the things that they can send an email out, they want to send yours out. Now, I don't do a lot of affiliate promotions. I might do a affiliate promotion for a long period of time. But I know that there are some marketers who promote a different affiliate product every day. You want them to promote your product, and so you have to sell them on this idea, right? You have to sell them on why. And so it's not just I have a cool product. You have to go through. You need to have a video on your JV page. You need to tell them how it's going to benefit them to promote your product, right? If you want to put a contest in there, you can put a contest in there. So again, once you have your sales page written, it's time to then start looking for affiliates. Now, you might not get affiliates to start with, right? But you want to go through that process of putting together a JV page and putting that JV page up on Munchpad. And then finally, once you have a sales center and you have a product, then that's when you go through this really semi-technical process of getting it ready so the customer will get it when they pay. Right? That's the most important thing. So you want to set it up so that it is automated so that the customer gets your product when they pay, and they can get it. And this is, they used to say this on all internet marketing sales letters. Those of you who've been around internet marketing, you probably remember this, even if it's 2 in the morning. So you want to make sure that people can buy your product at any time, right? And once that delivery process is ready and you have tested it, right, that you can click on a link on your sales page and then they will get that product when they pay, you then start promoting your product, right? You promote it on Warrior Plus. You promote it on the Warrior Forum. You get affiliates to promote it. You get solo ads, and then you build a list and promote it. And then once you get 1 or 2 buyers, you start to use them to build your mailing list, right? And then you create your second product, right? See, the idea of doing this, so the idea of doing this is to build a product snowball. So you're gonna be in this production mode for a little bit. Now, somebody tell me what the benefit is of being in production mode, right? If you are in production mode, you get done with your first product, and then you're starting then to create your second product. What do you think the benefit is? If you're on this call, anybody can answer. What's the benefit of being in production mode, right? What's the benefit of that? How do you benefit from being in production mode? So, so while you think about that, while you answer that, one of the things that I really kind of suggest that you kind of do, and this is kind of a long-winded answer to Sam. I hope that this is helpful for you. Hope that this is kind of giving you some insight. Yeah. Brian said you learn more. Yep, Sam, you learn more, get a feeling of accomplishment. But here's a hidden benefit, right? It gets easier. How many of you all know what the hidden benefit is? Here's a hidden benefit. You're going to start buying differently for your business, right? You're going to start buying differently. And so once you get into this thing, here's what's going to happen to your brain, right? And it'll happen to your brain, and you will not even realize that's happening, but it'll happen. You will start to only buy things that will make you more money, right? You will only buy those things that'll be part of your process and make you more money. You'll still be buying some things, but you're going to be buying the things that fit your business model and will make you more money on your next sale. So when you start doing this, you start to buy things differently, and you will no longer, if you have information overload, the shiny object syndrome, right? This is how you overcome it. You get into production mode, right? When you move from one product to starting to produce your next product so you can get it out there and get through this process, then you're only going to start buying things that will help you to make more money. You're no longer going to be buying things and trying things. You're going to now be buying things because you got a couple of sales with this first thing, and now you want to get more. And you're going to be kind of looking at, well, how can I get more sales from what I'm doing, as opposed to starting something entirely new. Now, if you understand what I mean when I say that, right, please put the number 3 in the question box. If you understand what I mean when I say that you're going to be in production mode and you don't have time then to start buying things that'll be unuseful to you, right? That's one of the benefits, right? So yeah, you literally become more focused, Sam. That is exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens. Okay. So are there any questions? I still have not had time to kind of go through putting up a sales page on Genius Marketing Pro, and I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow. Right, I've been meaning to, and I haven't had time to do that. I'm at 40 minutes right now, and I don't want to start that. So I will start that in the next Product Creation Challenge webinar. I will probably do that tomorrow, and I'll try to pick a time that doesn't conflict with the playoffs, the NFL playoffs. Okay, so the replays are on youtube.com/gain mindshare. And you can actually find them at the bottom there, right? You can find them at the bottom. Okay, any other questions? This is session 8, Brian. So I've done 7. I think I've done 7 sessions, and I did 1 session that integrates all the software. Okay, so one's at 3:05 and the other one's at 6:40. So I'm guessing by 9:30 it'll be done. So I'll either do it prior to 3 or I'll do it at 9:30. Right, one or the other. And I guess we have the fact that thankfully none of these are on the East Coast, because I guess if they were on the East Coast, then we wouldn't be watching them. Okay, any other questions? Okay, everybody. Well, thank you very much for being here, and I appreciate you. And we will then get moving tomorrow. And tomorrow, what I'll be doing is I'll be showing you how to take a PLR sales page and to recreate it in Genius Marketing Pro or in Genius Trainer Pro, one or the other. So if you already have a sales page, now again, you know, you do need to have a little HTML. You need to know a little HTML. I'll show you a little HTML tomorrow, right? I'll show you a little HTML, and it'll be everything you need to know. And I am actually going to be creating a PLR product on that. You know, just the basics of HTML. Just enough to make you dangerous. Can you set up an autoresponder with a header? That's a good question. I don't think so, but I'll check about that, D. And I will cover that tomorrow. That's a great question. I don't know the answer exactly, and I don't want to say definitively yes or no. I've never done it, but that doesn't mean that you can't. So so let me take a look at that, D, and then I will cover that. All right, guys. Well, you all have a great night. And for those of you who are on the East Coast, please stay safe. I'm going to try to do the same. Stay off the roads, and you know, find something you can do. Find something you can do in your business. Don't go traveling around out there. We got 30 inches, Jerry. I don't know how much it got in Charlotte. We got 30 inches. Okay, everybody, I'm going to run. Thank you very much for hanging out with me, and we will see you again on tomorrow.